Hello guys, welcome back to the Crew 2 Blazing Shots. Noob does summit number 32. That is what we're gonna do. And it is a premium summit, which means that we can win a car at the end of it all. Mainly off-road and freestyle in this summit. Top 30 was our goal last week. Did we reach it is the question. We have done a few runs extra during the weekend. Put us in 14th or something, but I'm assuming in the last 2 days that we dropped some places. So let's have a look. Administration first, as always. We finished in 20th. Top 1% of the platinum, that was our goal. That means the top 30, we managed to do that. 20th. So we win some bronze. Fame pack, totally not interested in it. Scrap parts, on this driver, totally not interested in it. I think I have about 5 million of those things. Legendary parts boosted, that means we get 3 or 4 parts with Fame Magnet, Popular and Pure. Okay. Not that bad to drive around in, I guess, but the proper full Fame Magnet is Fame Magnet with Popular and rich on it, bucks. And the wild palm leaves smoke. Okay. If you're interested in the vanity, maybe. I am totally not, but a bit for all. So we're all okay with that being in the game. Let's see what we got. Three parts for street race, it is. And they are somehow boosted. I'm assuming that the Popular is boosted and not the Pure. Okay. Need to put that somewhere on a vehicle, so that we keep a bit track on what is going on. Hello, Roy. First summit, I kinda like the Noob summit. They're sort of with a team every time, so it's okay, where are we gonna put that thing on? Something that we barely use. The Hurricane, for instance. So, by the looks of it, we get an exhaust, we get a gearbox, and we get some tires. 3 parts. The other 4 parts of this set you can win this week. Let's see how boosted they are. Popular 8% instead of 6% maximum, so we win 2% on the Popular, and the Nitro Pure is on 8%. That is just what we can recalibrate as well. So only the Popular is boosted with 2%. In case anybody cares for that icon level, you get 2% more. Well, of course, on 7 parts, that means 14% more. We totally don't. But yeah, we get it anyway, so we put it on a car somewhere. Next week, we put the remaining 4 parts on. That is if we reach it, but I'm assuming we will do that. Bundle. Do we have a bundle? I'm assuming we do. Let's see what's in it. I don't think I have the Focus RS. Ghost Road. 284,000. That is with 20% discount for the season pass and 20% discount for the bundle. If you do not have season pass, you probably pay some more for this. And that basically is only for the Focus, because I already have the Hypermotored and I already have the Wrangler Evo 2. There's also an Evo 1. This is sort of, if you go back to the Crew 1, the Evo 2s are the rally rate versions of the car, and the Evo 1s are the dirt rate, or the dirt specs from the Crew. But I believe you can only use the Evo 2 though, so they didn't even realize they had like... but yeah, the other one is dirt, that... So we actually gonna buy this bundle because I need this car, right? Let's see, what else do we have? There's an Italian touring car thing going on. We have the Gallardo, which is the new OP car in touring car. So yeah, don't need that Ferrari. And what is this? Oh yeah, the Elite bundle I haven't bought on this driver yet. as long as we don't need the vehicles for the summit, I do not buy that much on this driver. So let's see. Ghost Road this week. Next week we have Street Fight, which seems to be a yellow family all over the place. We have a yellow Escape, that is here or there on the road, I guess. We have another one, 2 of those even. Speed Trap. Yeah, I've written it down somewhere. On my Summit list Google document, I've updated everything that I have so far. We have a hypercar race with the 488 Pista. If I'm not mistaken, that was Bronx. The street race with the Mazda RX-8. We have 2 problems there. First of all, we don't know the street race because it's a new one. And we don't have the Mazda RX-8 because it only comes into the game next week. So we first have to... probably will be in the bundle, I'm assuming. We need to buy that car and do it with that. The street race about 500 is, I believe, the sleeper. That is unfortunately a reset again. This is also going to be something... The Dallas Tiger Tonic Rallycross event, but you have to do it with a street race Porsche 911 GT3 RS next week. Hypercar here with no restriction is also a new track, so no idea what it is. There are 2 new tracks next week, and that is because the first week they didn't give us new tracks, but they gave us like the bundles and so they gave us new cars. And this sort of balances it out, like 1 new track every week. That's why there is in this summit 2. Koenigsegg here is Dallas, which means I have a bit of grinding to do. Okay, the Abarth and the Mazda will not cost that much, but that Koenigsegg, I either need to buy the Agera or the Regera. I think I'm gonna have a money issue on this driver next week. Point breakers, yeah, I think that is pretty clear. That is going to have all to do with score breakers and drift and slipperies. Gifted in the monster truck, magnificent in aerobatics, something like that. That will be my guess. Ups and downs, that is up and around the mountain, I guess. Combination with some airplanes probably. Up in the air and down, something like that, down the valley. And then we have Santa Cruz, which 1, 2, 3, 4. That is also going to be a premium, I think. We will see. This week we have this thing here. We have a jet sprint, we have a monster truck arena. Yeah, that is a bit of a problem. You can do a route here going through the points, that's what I will do. I'm gonna do this like you should do it, but you can also play in a team and spin around in like an idiot on the half pipe. You will get formation points for doing it in a team and all that kind of stuff. I expect scores to go up to 60,000 probably. I believe the world record on the track itself is 59,000 points. There's not in a way you can get that by just going through the points. We can score 30, 35,000, something like that, with gifted on the monster truck. The rally rate hypermotored, yeah, we can set a time there, but that is going to be a crew ghosting slipstream stuff thing by the end of the week. Times will be set in a crew of 4, no doubt about it. The Rallycross is a new track, it's called Ghost Road. Pretty decent track, a pretty decent checkpoint placement, although here and there are already people looking for resets probably. But all in all, it's not that bad. They're learning a little bit. The Focus RS, that is the Ghost Road, I think. The other one is Ski Jump Valley. And then we have this interesting piece of thing. Motocross event, downhill from here, but you have to do it with the rally rate Jeep Wrangler thing. And there the times all over the place. I've done a test run the other day, I did like a 150 or so. There are still a lot of people doing a 150, 140 something. There are also people doing a 120. So there's something strange going on there. Either there is a new route or there's a reset or something. There are 20-second gaps between certain players, which more or less have, like, let's say, the same racing skills. So I think there's something going on there, which we have to figure out. Slalom. Let's start with that. Ducati Monster. You know, that's what people use. Forget about that. Okay, forget about the skill test as well because it's snowing. It's not gonna work. This is the second time we do this thing. The first time was a couple of months ago. I had the world record here with the Mercedes X-Class pickup truck. Why not compared to the bike? You have these plastic gates. If you hit them with a bike, you're gonna fly all over the place, so you have to go around those plastic things. With something like a Mercedes pickup, you can just push those things aside. Once you have figured out the route, you can easily go through it. I did a few tests this morning. That also meant that I more or less set the pace in such a way that didn't use the Mercedes X-Class this time, because I found a car which can go faster than the Mercedes X-Class. New to the game, came in with the Summit a couple of weeks ago, the Mini Countryman. And by doing that, by setting a score on the board with 29,035 points, people of course figured it out and switching to the Mini Countryman now. See several Countrymen on the leaderboard. Meanwhile, we got muddied, meaning that our score got beaten here by a Magma Edition hypercar with muddy on it. But this is an off-road skill test, as you can see. Mini Countryman. Ultimate Watty showing up with it. That means we'll see a bit how it works. Snow is not that bad as rain, so it should not influence the performance of our vehicle that much. Rally rate, right, here it is. Now we need to find some parts on it. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Don't even know where they are. Probably on the Ducati. Ducati Monster is still a good one for certain skills, but not always. Sometimes the car is better. Last time I had the world record in that X-Class, but on the last day or so I got beaten by GoPro Amex, of course not the least of the drivers. One of the better ones, if not the best of the game. And he used a Suzuki bike with street race with muddy on it. So the muddy guys are probably going to come over, but we do not care. This is an off-road skill test. We're going to do it off-road. So we're going to put that score breaker set on here. And see what we can do. Meanwhile, the snow might be vanished by the time we are finished here with this. Settings. ABS do we not really need, so you can put it on 0 and 10 or whatever. As always, 10, 10, 10 on top. 10, 9, 10, 10 I usually use, but because sometimes the wheels lock up and that's why I put the ABS one click lower. But the aero we're gonna go low to 1, distribution to 3, 9 on the gearbox, 10, 10, 10. This should give us 6, which is the lowest number you can get, if I'm not mistaken. Suspension, yeah, we're gonna off-road it, so which means we're gonna stiffen it up to 8, 9, 9, 10. We stance it, camber to 0, and then of course anti-roll bars. We would need a bit of slide to bit of oversteer for the last sections, so I'm gonna go 8, 10. That is sort of the setup that I had on my other driver. We'll see how it works, because as you know, this is a Uplay driver, my other one is a Steam driver. These cars drive differently. But we'll see. Good thing it puts us here in the middle of nowhere. Snow isn't vanished yet. We'll see what we can make out of it. Now, we can do like my name suggests, the Noob, and just start here and do the skill test. Obviously, I've told you this many times, don't start a skill test here, it will not work. You need the maximum speed of this thing, which is about 240 something on the start of that thing. So you get away from it and come back to it. That might be a bit of a problem because there are rocks and trees, you need to find some sort of trigger point. For me it is turning around here on these 2 trees and then full throttle. Then you sort of have to go over the hill and look for the skill test. But there are some rocks here, so you might have to do a few runs. There is a skill test. Here's the rock that you need to miss. And you just go full throttle with this thing. Here and there you lift it quickly. Slides a bit more now in the snow than it normally does, but bit downshifting here. This is the most important one, I guess, which we sort of screwed up already. We lost some time there. And that's why you use a car, because you can push these plastic thingies away. And here you can drive all over here if you want. You can turn around, you have more than enough time. As long as you finish within 10 seconds, you get 2000 time bonus. Score 28,936 in a pretty lousy run in the snow. You can score over 29,000 for sure. So we go again, because we're not happy with this. With my other driver, I have 29,035. So far only beaten by that Magma edition with Muddy on it. But this can go faster. I'm pretty sure you can do 29,060 or so in this thing if you have a proper run. But we might have to come back here when the snow is vanished. Also gives you a better idea where it's going on and what. Also something you can't do with a bike. Go under that wing of that plane, because you will get like decapitated or whatever. Yeah, here that's again not super through that thingy there. $28,974. We'll come back to this later when the snow is vanished. And set a score above 29,000. On my other driver I have a bit of pure extra pump next to, of course, the skills that you need to get the points. Yeah, also here the escape we're gonna skip for a while because it is snowing. So we'll do the aerobatics first. Yeah, we'll see what plane it gives me. Let's have a look. What did it give me? An aerobatics. Wonderful. We need an air race, obviously. We have the slick here. We'll use that. Yeah, this is... we might have to do 1 run, 2 runs, 3 runs, 5 runs, I don't know. But it's pretty simple. You need to score the maximum here. 19,700 points. I think there are 5 or 6 gates you need to get. Oh my god, where is that thing? Just go through it. Retry. Put you in the right direction. You have more than enough time with an air race plane. Because also here you just need to get the 5 or 6 gates. And 10 seconds on the finish will give you the time bonus you need. Did we get it? We didn't get that one. We need to be in the middle, of course. We need to have the 2750 plus the 200 perfect thing. This one is a bit, you can get caught by the wind here. So we just go a bit slower, doesn't matter. Oh my god, just straighten it out in time. And of course, More than enough than 10 seconds. 19,700, done with it for this week. Can't score more, maximum score. Hundreds of people have that here. And then it sort of randomly puts you somewhere in that ranking. Yeah, the Wrangler is going to be a problem. We need to figure that out. But I see there's so much difference if you look at the leaderboard. Let's do that quickly. Yeah, as you can see, I have 29,035 with my other driver here. But you see more and more countrymen showing up. But eventually I get muddied, the Bugatti Divo Muddy Edition, you can call it. But yeah, we don't use that. The Escape, yeah, that's why I waited. Snow needs to be gone because if you look on the leaderboards there, as long as they do not restrict this skill test, we're gonna have this shit going on here. Dragster all over the place. Aerobatics, looking on the leaderboard, it's very simple. All, please. We are 101st with 19,700, and all the rest has 19,700 as well. So in 100th place with the world record, in a way. Funny shit. Yeah, let's first do the Monster Arena, but need to figure out the car first. Because yeah, also there we're not gonna score very high, because that is all formation crap and spinning around, which I'm not gonna do. Which I'm also not very sure of is what car do I have here on this thing. Is there any way we have the Skyline? Of course. There's only one car we are missing, it's the Skyline. Which is a bit of a problem. Because that's probably the best to do monster stuff. Can use the Abarth, of course. Which has no parts, which is also wonderful. Need to look for some parts somewhere. Well, we have the gifted max out on this Hummer. And it does not have graceful. That's also something quite important. Because I don't need graceful. If you're gonna do spin arounds in the half pipe, you probably need graceful. But if you want to do these proper jumps and so without having all kind of air spins, take off the graceful. Especially after the update, because it spins way too much now. Which one was it? This one? Gifted 10. Gifted 10. That's the only thing that matters, is gifted 10. All the rest doesn't matter at all. Gifted is toward the skill that you use in skill test. For the monster truck, it is gifted. You need to have a gifted. Which you should have, because we won this set from a summit and it was gifted with graceful. But I recalibrated the graceful, took it all off. Because we don't want that. Yeah, I have no idea. What is the setup of this thing? Mix. That can't be good. That needs to be stiffened up for sure. Stance as well. Just gonna go with a starting setup of 898989 and then we will see. And then we need to get that handling bar a little bit more to easy, which you usually do by bringing down the arrow and then adjust. The diff to the lowest you can get it, which apparently is 2. Now if you want more steering, of course, you're gonna have to put that arrow up, but we will see how it handles this way. And we'll just use the Abarth in this thing. Familiar road in such a way, these ports, although yeah, this one is now, where is it? Somewhere west of Seattle. But it's the same arena as in the Crew 1 in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. They just moved the whole arena, but it's the same arena. The same with the one that was on Norfolk there in the east of the ocean. That they are placed now somewhere in Dallas, but it's the same thing. Which also means we sort of have a route that we go by here. Okay, this little thing flies even further than any of the others. It's controllable though. 1, 2. Okay, works. Yeah, this. It is like they, after the update, what they've done is they sort of gave it a bit of natural graceful. That's why you have to take it out, because they really fly very high. Oh no. Okay, reset. Doesn't work. We don't want to fall off. We can go just doing the route that we used to do. We can go up 4 times. We'll see if we can get... Yeah, well, we're not gonna get it because we fall down, but we'll do another run maybe. Okay, we need to slow down there. We can probably do a triple jump here. Why this car drifts suddenly, I have no idea. I don't remember anymore. I think it doesn't matter here. If you go left or right. Okay, even more slower. Immediately go up again. If you don't have the half pipe in front of you, you need to go up again. That drifting part is something, not sure what they've done with that. Okay, got all 5 of them finally. But yeah, we drop down, that means we will not have enough time to go to the other half pipe. And I think you need to go left. Yeah, you need to go 2 times left and 2 times right here when you arrive here. Then you have the half pipe in front of you where there's another 1000 hanging normally. Nope, it's a wrong half pipe. I think we had 2 times left and 2 times right. Let's do that again. Try to do a proper run and get all the points and see what we can score this way. But I'm pretty sure that you will see teams show up on the top of the leaderboard by the end of the week of this thing. Because that's, yeah, there's some strange thing that's also a brilliant idea to give points for formation. I know the game is called The Crew, but still a lot of people do this summit solo. They should call it Crew Monster Truck Event or something. Okay. Why am I stuck here? Score breaker doesn't matter at all. Nope, it does not. You don't need a score breaker. The gifted is the score breaker for Monster Truck.
3, 2, 1.
You score points, but it actually is a time event, right? It has you. What do you get? 3 minutes, I think. Yeah, you have 3 minutes to score as many points as you can. But you can get more points from the gifted. Sort of like the slippery in drift and the magnificent in aerobatics. It sort of does the same. You can also do a double backflip here if you want. But I'm just gonna try to get you have to go off throttle half the time because these things, yeah, they gave it some sort of natural graceful and they fly like crazy now. So you have to be very gentle on the throttle, or you fly over, or you drift away. Get more careful here. Oh, keep it. It's slowing down because otherwise you jump too high. Okay, I think we got them all. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can do 3 with the abort because it's that little bastard, you know. We're gonna go left again. Sort of do the same. Back. That's the hardest part here, to keep it up here. One, 2, 3. Land it. Go. Move. And now we go up again 2 times. This time we're gonna go right once we arrive there. Whoa, yeah. That is if we arrive there. Yeah, and I don't think you can fall down once because we don't have enough time for it, I think. If we would not have fallen down. You have to go right here again, and you see there are some more points hanging there. So you can probably score around 40. Because here are another 5 hanging which you can jump through. And then you can even go through here, do some stuff. Triple Misty, double Misty, something like that. Let's see, what did we get? 144,000 points. That's not even that bad. But yeah, they're already going towards 50, as I said. Team formation, half pipe, spinning, probably going towards 60,000. Which you can never get. Even if we did not fall down there at the end. We would have had that last point combination for the 4 time up there. Around 40,000, something like that. I'm guessing you can get. So yeah. Bit unfortunate here, this event. They should get rid of the formation points. There are more people playing solo than in a team. I know the game is called a crew, but then they should call it crew monster truck instead of solo. Hypermotored also totally does not make any sense to do this, but we're gonna do it anyway. Why do I say no sense? Another one should be called crew time attack or something, as we had in the crew 1. Because also here you're gonna need 4 people slipstreaming each other. What's this? Oh, another wonderful blue part. If you have yellow sets all over the place, I just wish we stopped winning those things. That's this thing. Do we have settings for this? Yeah, we probably do. Some weird settings that we have here. What did we do with it once? I think the portfoliage we did once. Again, I need to find some parts. Where did we put them on? No idea. Oh, nowhere apparently. We have sets, but they are not recalibrated. What is this? Is this one better? Extra pumps, X1. What do we have here? That's why this is a Noob driver, of course. Always have to check it. Extra pump 10, frenetic 2.5. Yeah, okay, that will be better than the other one. What do we have here? Some bender on it. Might be useful. But here we have pure 7.4. Okay, we go with this one. That all seems to be okay. This one. No, we're gonna get some wheel spin because I have too much frenetic on here, I think. And here we have a muddy even on it. Okay, bit of a combination. Extra pump, frenetic, muddy, resourceful. My God, why is that on there? Because we have a bunch of brown things, but not bugs to recalibrate all this. That's mainly why this is on here. Bayou of all places. Might have to stiffen it up for this thing. It's kind of okay. Familiar track, obviously. That is, if you remember it. I think the last time I did this, that was when it was in the summit. We went left here, I think. But yeah, here it's like 180. If you're slipstreaming here with 4, you're doing maximum top speed the whole time, I guess. Did we go right here? Can't remember. Just go with the flow. We had to go through these arrows here, I remember that. And then it was left the whole way, I guess. Gotta be a dirt road here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Push right, we go left. Then we go straight here pretty much, I think. Probably should have catched that dirt road to get some speed. There's gotta be a bridge here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Might have to adjust the arrow to get some more speed, but doesn't matter. Does not matter because the times will go to the 130, maybe even under it by the end of the week, when people have done it with a team. 127,000 points will do. If I recalibrate a bit more and pay attention a bit more to the boost, I can probably do 138 or so, or 136, or what are people doing here now? 36, yeah. But a crew that can already be done in a team. Let's have a look. Thirty-six, 36, 36, 36. Yep. That's that close. That it's probably the limit, or already team time. Although I don't think it's team times, but what was it here? A rally cross. Yeah. Here we have the problem that I've noticed, that apparently we have a new fast car here, being the Mini Cooper. People always think that the Porsche is the fastest, which isn't. Apparently, at least not on this track. Mini Cooper sees 2 Lancias. The first Porsche is in 5th place, the first Citroën is in 6th place. So apparently it's Mini Cooper. I don't have that thing on, I think. We're gonna have a look, but I do not think I have it. We're just setting some scores and then we go from there, as always. But yeah, people want to have some sort of guide in the beginning of the week. I rather did this Noob Does Summit on Saturday, because then you have a better idea what is going on, what kind of vehicles to use. It gives you a better idea, but some people want to see everything on day 1. So we put it on day 1 or day 2 now. We changed it up a little bit. Probably still be do a stream on Saturday with some, maybe from my main driver or so. Okay, what can we use here? We have parts on the Skyline from the last time that we used this. Why not use the Skyline and see how it does? The ski jump valley, bit of an annoying track, especially for keyboard, has too many corners.
Three, two, one.
Random AI here that you need to avoid. Bit too much on oversteer here. This is set up to do the street race that we did. What was it? Harlem East or so? Yep, steers too much. Need to stiffen up the rear a bit. Oh, we might actually do a few runs here. It's not that big of a... yeah, also here, wrong way. Don't know why, but too close to the rock or so. You very often get that some sort of bug, I think. This slides too much here. Power sliding, you can have some fun with this thing, but I don't think it's fast. Sliding is never fast, you know. It's fun to drift around, but you lose time in every corner. You can't touch the boost because wheel spin, boost. .152, yeah, that's like some sort of standard time. If you want to be fast, it needs to go sub 45 here. 128,000, okay. Not that bad for the first score. Obviously it can go way faster and we probably need another car. Might have a look on that Mini Cooper. Rallycross, they are not that expensive normally. But I need to keep in mind, next week we need a Koenigsegg, I don't have it, I need money. The Focus, okay-do. That means we need to take up these parts. And switch them on to the other, because that's also a rallycross car, right? We just bought this thing, 2016 Focus RS Rallycross. We also have a 2010 version of this in the game, but we cannot use that here as far as I know. It's only with this one. Most expensive rallycross car in the game as well, I believe. Unless the Porsche that came in later, that might be a bit more expensive, I don't know. But that was a season pass car, so yeah. We had that in our garage. Settings. I just bought this thing, so these are default settings. That cannot never be good. 0, 3, 9, 10, 10, 10. 10 as well, apparently. Keeps the lowest brake distance number. We're gonna go with a soft setup here, just to that's sort of where I always start with 2, 3, 2, 4, and then go from there. Probably have to stiffen it up a bit. 8, 10 on the anti-roll bars. We probably, depending how many jumps we have in that track, we might have to stiffen up the suspension, but we will see. Ghost Road it's called. I do know that. Other than that, I haven't driven it yet, so we will see. We might also have to go with the gearbox to 10 because I saw some footage from who was streaming yesterday, Giron or so. I think they were long straight, so... Okay, annoying AI. But at least on this track they seem to learn the lesson a little bit. We have the checkpoints placed a little bit like here behind trees and so. I'm sure there will always be people that find cuts on these things, but they're at least better placed than they were ever before. You can compare it with some other tracks. Now they at least put them in the corners, behind the rock, behind the tree, so you actually have to get to it. Suspension is a bit wobbling, so I'll probably have to stiffen it up, at least the rear or so. So we're probably gonna end up with something like 6, 7, 7, 8 or so. Yeah, and okay, just found a cut that unintentionally, but worked out. Yeah, this is pretty much full speed, so we're probably gonna have to go to 10 with the gearbox. Just to get top speed on the longer straight. Proper rally track in a way. Give or take those few long straights that we have. What do we get from this thing? 290? Yeah, that's yeah. For this part we need the gearbox on 10. Because we're on the limiter here. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're losing time here. That gearbox needs to go to 10. 221.1. $126,000. Suspension is kinda okay. We just have a jump here at the end, but that's it. So the suspension doesn't matter that much. But it wobbles a bit in the beginning, so I guess we need to stiffen it up a little bit for this track. Let's see. Yeah, that needs to go to 10. I'm just gonna put it on some sort of default setting, right? Let's do 5, 6, 4, 6, so we're in the middle, if that's any better. Let's also have a look on what people are doing here meanwhile. 208. 220, 220, see a lot, okay. Let's do another run. Let's see if the gearbox, if we can get more speed out of it or not, because that's not always the case by putting the gearbox higher. Some of the cars do not have the acceleration anymore, and then doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be faster. Like last week in the Audi track, for instance, that was faster with the gearbox on 9 than on 10, although we had many long straights and we were doing it in the crew. Now I put it up too stiff, I think. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that does not work. Put it up too stiff that it made it understeer. So we need to come back with it again, or give it a bit more aero. That's another possibility, but then we're gonna lose speed. What do we have? 2, 3. We'll give it 1 click more then. 3, 4, 3, 5. Let's try that. The problem with the arrow is if you you can put your arrow up, then you're gonna have more steering. But you also have less top speed. sort of like the weight reduction on the boat, you know. Of course, these are settings that are personal to me, and they work for me in a way. Doesn't necessarily mean they work for you. First of all, I play on a keyboard, controller will be different. We also don't seem to win that much on top speed with that gearbox on 10. So 292, that's like 2 kilometers an hour more, and it was on the limiter. Oh yeah, we do get a bit more, 298 or so. Why did I go lift there? I have no idea. Probably because I don't know the track. But yeah, I'm thinking these long straights here, especially at the end, probably gonna be a team thing again. What are these packages hanging in the trees? It's like a trick or treat Halloween thing. Oh yeah, it was Halloween theme, I believe, this summit. Bit late, but so it's more of a Thanksgiving thing, I guess. Goes over 300 here. So yeah, gearbox needs to be on 10 for sure. Probably also don't have the lift here. Nope. Can all go full throttle. Few mistakes here and there, and I lifted 2 or 3 times off throttle where I didn't need to be, but still, it's already 2 seconds faster. So somewhere around 2:15 I probably be able to get up, maybe even a bit under. Need to adjust the settings a little bit more here or there, but that's okay for now, 127,000. Yeah, that's the other problem here, is that on day 1 you cannot really properly do this to get into the 1 top percent. Hello, perfection. You cannot get into the top 1% because it has no meaning on day 1. Scores will go up like crazy. Hotfire has 1,383,000. That's sort of an indication, but also that he will improve during the week. That's how it goes. Getting on the first place or in the top 5 or so on day 1 is easy as hell, because half the people leave events open till the weekend and stuff like that. So that's why I switched it from Wednesday to Saturday with my Noob Summit. But some people in the comments want to have some hints and tips on Wednesday and not on Saturday. Yeah, okay. But it gives a bad view, I think, personally. But jet sprint, rally rate, and the escape. Let's first go back to the slalom and see if the weather is better. Okay, it is. Let's see if we can get a 29,000 here. Where is our trees? There. These 2 trees here, and you turn around here. Obviously not in a Ford Focus. So we need our Mini Cooper again. Countryman, actually. See if we can get it. Yo. Not like this. Same player, shoot again. Where am I? Way too far. There are my 2 trees. That's my starting point. Then you saw the aim for those cactuses there. And then the next you look for a bush. There it is. Again, not well through that thing. That pipe is probably the key point. If you can get a clean run through that, you have 29,000. Stay where you are, little traffic car. Come on, 6th gear, where are you? I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. Traffic and me, we will never become friends. Not in this game, not in another game. Yesterday I was doing Need for Speed Heat. You get killed by traffic there. Not by the AI or not by the police, no. They're easy as hell, but traffic kills every run. Same here. And they all programmed the same way in every game. They see you and they hit the brakes. Good speed here, 232, that's sort of what I want. That's the one we want. That's why I use a car, because you can just push these things aside. Ah, really? The wonderful score of 28,999. I think I have that 15 times yesterday. And now it starts raining. The weather is also a bit of a problem here in this valley. You do 10 runs, you have 3 times rain, 1 time snow, 1 time fog. But yeah, we consider this okay, I guess. Let's see, where does this put us? In 5th place here at the moment. As you can see, it's a common score, the 28,999. But I think if you have with a clean run, I think you can do 29,060 something in the Countryman, and then that Devo Muddy Edition can try again. Yeah, it's raining now, so we can also not do that. We have wheel spin in the escape. I guess jet sprint. We should have the parts on from last week, because also last week we had a jet sprint. We'll see, eh? The Proto Hornet, fastest thing around, bit more speed than all the others, but they're all pretty close. The only problem that I have here is I totally do not know this track at all. Cockpit view we go for in jet sprints, which he does not want to do. Okay, let's put it first on. Let's figure this one out. I'm assuming we can go straight here. Yeah, we get that checkpoint. Also here, straight. Okay, so that's 2 times straight. We have to take this corner, I guess. And then what? No idea. We go back into here. Probably another few cuts. Can we go through here or so? Yep, we can. Yo, 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 yo. Can go through here. Okay. So it's pretty much straight the whole time. And then find the point where you can go fast. Okay. What do we have here? Right, left? No, not right. Probably left. Should have stayed right there. Jumps always slow you down, cannot be a good idea. And then we are 50%. That's one lap. And how about here? Can we go next to the ramp? Yes, we can. Have to take this, okay. And then what? Straight here again. Straight here again. Okay. Figuring it out as we go. Of course, I've been on this track in the campaign a couple of times, but here we also went through the bushes, right? Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Pretty much straight instead of zigzag. Although the zigzag might be faster because you go off-road there. Okay, this is the line here. Go right here, I guess. All the way around? No. Probably have to find an intermediate thing there. Okay, and then it needs to go fast. More or less. That's what it comes down to. Let's have a look. We're just gonna ignore Deco Shushin, because I'm guessing he has first place. He always has first place in he's sorta like, if you can keep up with him sorta, then you know that you have a good time in jet sprint. All please. Top players. I'm assuming Deco Session has Hotfire has the world record at this moment. Oh yeah, we have the wonderful thing again. Doesn't load. You have to go back to the summit, and then it will load. That's how you do with it. 847th. Yes, very nice. No friends ranked. None of my friends. Here already see it. Most of my friends are competitive players. They haven't even done the jet sprint, which means that at this moment in time the leaderboard is completely 136, 138, 42, 43, 40. Yeah, okay. So you at least need to have somewhere around the 40s. Okay, let's go. See what we can do. So straight. A lot is depending on the cuts, I think. How fast you can get through there or not. Oh yeah, we went through here, right? Totally forgot already about that one. Also there you can go straight. No doubt about it. I'm zigzagging here, you can go straight there. And also here, this is something I need to figure out. What is the best route here? Go through here, that's okay, but then you don't want that jump. Probably left here or so. Next to the ramp for sure. Never take jumps. Airtime is lost time. Oh, you can completely cut that corner. No. It's not that interesting as last week, that track. Also there we should have gone straight. Dave, wake up. Also here, yo. Okay, this is gonna take a couple of runs. to remember every cut, every lap. Completely forget about the straight points all the way. Very interesting track, but yeah. Checkpoint should have been on other places. Can we just go straight here? Yeah, that's probably the better idea. Oh no, yeah, we missed the checkpoint. It's not a better idea. So we have to go righties anyway. Okay. Straight. We can cut that one corner. Totally did not see that in the sort of braking lap. Yeah, of course. What also is I'm on the Noob driver here, so I probably should be happy with the 150 because I don't have recalibrated sets here. And I'm assuming you need extra pump and pure here on this thing. Yeah, we can shortcut that. Cut that corner because that's like a U-turn that you do there that you shouldn't be doing. Just go straight all the way. Forget about the bushes, just go straight. That's the sandbank, probably have to go around. Yeah, here we have to go right and then left probably. $55. Yeah, that's not that even that bad. With no recalibrated parts, should be able to do a 150, right? Oh, straight. Forgot about it again. Straight. Just go straight. Checkpoint placements. When will you learn Ivory Tower? When? Oh, great. When will you learn the track, Dave? Probably after a week. I think we need to go left here. That's probably the better idea. $152. A bit more attention and a bit more recalibrated parts. 140 something is possible for sure. What you can also do is load one of the ghosts if it works, to see what route they take. If you can follow them, of course. Cut with recovery, oh even wonderful. So in other words, there's even a reset. Okay, then you can score around 125 to 130,000 somewhere and don't worry about it anymore. If we figure out the reset cut, it will go on video, it will go directly to the devs. I'm gonna send them every week all the resets in the game, till they pay attention to all the competitive players that are complaining about it, because it is not something that we want. It's not people use a back on track in the summit. No, they only use it to abuse it. You don't need back on track in the summit. It can be disabled very easily, because what do people do if they have a bad run? They restart the event anyway. You don't need back on track to put you back on the road for what reason ever. I'm very okay with it if you drive around with your friends in free roam cruising and you get hit by traffic and you need back on track. I can understand that, but not in a competitive format. Get rid of it. Back on track, rewind. I'm sorry, it's for casuals and kids, not for competitive. They just want to race. If they make a mistake, they pay for it or they restart. It's as simple as that. One day or another, they're gonna have to get it in their head there at Ivory Tower as well. They call the summit a competitive format, then make it competitive. And disable that stupid thing. The better solution, of course, is a better placement of the checkpoints, but they do not have the time and the manpower for that to do that probably. Seeing they're working on the updates which are still coming. But disabling one of their functions, as in this case back on track, that should not take that long. And also not 20 people to be able to do that. Okay, where are we? 964,000 points. With 3 events to go. Let's have a look on the escape, but yeah, that's again restricted to some certain discipline at least. Options here, I don't know. Hypercar with muddy. Do you need muddy? It's immediately on the road, but you need to get out of that grass, so you might have to put some muddy on it to get out of that grass. But in the end, it's going to come down to the stupid drag car. Big advantage for wheel drivers, because they can actually take corners with that thing. A year and a half we have been saying this. From the workshop on, and that was before the release of the game. We had a workshop. We already said there, restrict those skill tests so that people don't end up in drag cars. People hated it in the crew 1, and they don't restrict it, and we have the same thing. Everybody's driving a drag car. Off-road skill test, everybody's driving a drag car. Not even gonna bother to put it on manual. Even guys here, look at this guy. Rally raid bike. Driving straight through the woods. So yeah, we need to get out of this woods or grass section as fast as possible to get on the road. And other than that, random differently for everybody, because there is traffic, there are jumps, there is a tunnel where you have to brake probably. Steering is optional, of course. Yeah, so is fifth gear apparently. Yeah, of course. So, yeah. Yep. Like I said, random. And it's not like you can react fast with these things, because steering sensitivity, you know, grayed out on keyboard. Can't change it. Not even gonna use nitro, because we have to brake here in the tunnel anyway. Because there is some S corner here, which is totally into the wall, obviously. You can get through that thing. You can boost after the tunnel, you can boost in the beginning, whatever. Oh, random. Whatever it is you want to do. Play New York. What car do I use for New York? Every single car in the game. I only use New York in case I need money. With all my points on Rich, I get about 500,000-600,000 from that race or whatever. Just cruise around with friends or whatever, and do it 2 times, you have 1 million. Pretty simple. Let's boost. Probably kill ourselves. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Totally forgot about that. You can wall ride with this thing on these barriers. Okay, but I have no other choice. I need to put it in sequential, because this thing is in the wrong gear the whole time. Let's start in 4th gear, as we do in the speed traps. No wheel spin, all that kind of stuff. We'll go a bit slower. Third gear off-road probably, yeah. Why do we need to be messing here with a drag car? Ask the people in Lyon. They probably have a very good answer for that. freedom of vehicles or something they're probably gonna give you as an alt. We give people the freedom of everything. But it is a competitive format, so who on earth is gonna drive a rally raid car here? I guess you don't know what's going on here. You probably do, but... yeah, just wall ride the barrier, why not? Wonderful fix as well. They had a good fix in December, January. But the casuals were crying that it slowed them down too much and blah blah blah. This is the result. The other day I did some PvP. The so-called Platinum 1 drivers there. Wall riding hurricanes in every single street race. Good fix, I return. Good fix. Way to go. Well, they had a good fix, but... oh, do we have no traffic bug or something? Oh no. Should not mention anything, Dave. That's the other thing, sometimes people have no traffic, other people will have lots of traffic here, I can already imagine. Completely random, spreads out the field. And I sorta had it with that drag car as well. Just gonna take a Formula 1 car and set 8-9 kilometer time or something like that. I don't want to be driving a drag car in a skill test. I really don't. We have been doing it for like about 2 years and a half or so after the Wild Run update. But there it was even worse, because there we had like some sort of wheel settings, so it was not just a speed trap or an escape or no. There we did slaloms with drag cars. Totally out of the context, but yeah. Probably have to take the Alpha as well, but yeah, we just happen to have the parts on here from last week. Yeah, because this does not have enough speed. The Alpha goes faster, more top speed. The Proto Alpha Mark II. But yeah, like we are driving here now, that's sort of the same for wheel drivers with a drag car. It's like they're cruising around with those things. Couple of blind jumps as well. Now you probably have to go left here because I just saw the circle approaching. What does 9,000 give us? 133,000. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, there's like 10,000 points difference, so yeah. Pretty simple, we have to use a drag car. But I've saved the best for last. Jeep Wrangler, we need parts on it first. On this driver, I think I only have the Evo 1. The Evo 2, but you do have an Evo 1 in the game. But I believe you cannot use that, so it has to be this one. The same for this H1 Alpha also has 2 Evos. This one is the rally rate, the other one is the dirt spec, sorta. Where do we have the parts on? Nowhere apparently, because they are sitting here. Also these not recalibrated because I already see like a couple of helmets on it. Why? I will check to make sure that I don't have another set, but on this driver I kinda doubt it. Oh yeah, I do. I have a fully recalibrated one here. Well, more or less. Okay, take that one. Not that we are gonna need it, probably. Oh yeah, didn't we get that from the summit ones or so? A rally rate, that's why I have like oh yeah, it's even, it's not just fully recalibrated, it's boosted, I think. Yep, pure 9, extra pump 11, instead of pure 8 and extra pump 10. So it's 1% on each of the things more. One from the summit, so instead of extra pump 75 and pure 66, we now have 82 and 73. Not that it matters one single bit. Not on this track. Don't think you're gonna need much nitro since it goes downhill as it is. What is this? This is the setup that they gave us. Everything in the middle. Let's start with stancing this thing. 910 or 810. We'll figure it out. Aero needs to come down to get that bar to easy somewhere. Doesn't move at all. Gearbox 10 or 9 doesn't matter, apparently. Yeah, that's probably gonna have to be as stiff as it can get, because we need to do some flying here and there, right? Do we need to steer? Yeah, the more aero we give it, the more it goes to expert. But we need some aero on it though. I'm gonna go for 2.4 and see what that does. That being said, we probably need more power on the front wheels on this track, but we will see. We'll figure it out as we go. Yeah, here we have, I don't know what's going on here, because if you look at the leaderboard here, we have 27, 29, 32s, and then you have a bunch of people, even known players, they are like in the 140s, in the 150s. So there is definitely something going on this track. There is a difference from like 10, 15, 20 seconds between some of the known players. Either it has to do with the setup of the car, or there is something funky going on, like a route change or a reset or something like that. I'm just gonna drive, not too fast to begin with, because you have these small checkpoints where you 100 miles an hour motocross bike, that's where the track is developed for. You're doing it with 150, 250 kilometers an hour now. Hello, tree. Yeah, well, you have to take that checkpoint, you have to take this one, but the next ones we're gonna have to figure out what's going on here. Okay, here's another one which you have to take. This one you can take on the right, if I remember, that triggers. Yeah, that triggers. Over here you can jump left of it, that triggers. Yep, it does. Okay, here you have to come through here, no matter what, because there are checkpoints here. But here is where the tricky business starts, right? Where is the next checkpoint? There. You sure have to cut here normally. They probably fly at full throttle through it. What happens if you reset? Oh yeah, it puts you already like 50 meters behind the checkpoint. So that's probably already a reset there. We definitely need to change the setting. And then here, there's gotta be something funky going on here as well. Doesn't steer at all. Need more arrow. Ramps. Forget about them. Losing time. Just drive next to them. What is this car? What? Okay. We're under the ground there. Has this been tested, Chris? Not very well, I think, eh? Normally they test these summit tracks like 10 times or so before they actually are approved to get into the summit. But I have a feeling that there has not been much testing done with this one. Let's see. Oh no, I'm on the wrong driver. I can't see. I don't have him on the on my list here. I wanted to see what time he has. Maybe it might be possible that slow is the key here actually. Not fly around like an idiot. Just make sure you get the checkpoints and then boost in between or so. Just land that thing as fast as possible. You can go left here, that triggers, of course, it all triggers. Lean forward, probably, to keep it on the ground. Yep. Here you need to be lucky, which we are not. Why is this car drifting, by the way? Yeah. Have no steering, it drifts all over the place. Don't copy this setup. An arrow which does not break. It's getting better every second. Okay, you have to go behind that tree, I remember now. Why is this car doing? I mean, it's just not drivable. Just go straight, you reset, put you in the middle of the road. Pretty far behind the checkpoint if you ask me. Here's gotta be some sort of slow down action here. Otherwise you're always gonna end up on these rocks. Here we can go straight, we know that. Okay, left of the checkpoint here as well, triggers. And here you end up, you probably have to take that jump because freaking end up under the ground every time. And the finish doesn't count. You actually have to go through it. Okay. We need different settings to begin with. And we need to figure out what is going on here. $127 they do here. Yo, yo, yo. Something is up here, guys. Something is up here. On this track, that is for sure. What is also for sure is I need more steering on this thing. Let's put it on 4.4, some sort of default setting. Let's go soft this time. Start with the standard soft setup that I usually do, which is 2324. Why is my rebound there? Let's see. Lowest number, please. 25, 2544, 2544 is the lowest I've seen, which is right in the middle. Okay. Give it a bit more oversteer there. 810. Let's go with that. See what we do here. Because this thing is killing us at the moment.
3, 2, 1.
Lean forward, get that thing down as fast as possible. Okay, was not the idea, but it worked, hey? More or less. That. Why is this car drifting like crazy? I think we're gonna have to go with differential to the front or so. Put all the power on the front wheels, something like that. This is a weird car.
2, 1.
All of the rally raid cars drift, but not like this one. This is more like a drift car than anything else. You can probably do a good score with it in a drift event. Also, this one is like a monster truck. It's like some sort of natural graceful in it.
2,
You fly all over the place. No, this is a piss pot event, Chris. That's for sure. This is just random stuff. Whatever you fly, the better you do, I guess. I think this would have been more interesting with a plane than with this thing.
3,
Probably works better than this one.
2, 1.
Okay, go a bit more left, then maybe we fly straight. But we also have to figure out that these things... Do they trigger when you fly over the checkpoint? Because I'm probably sure you can do that.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I also don't know why they take these cars. I really don't. Oh, you can go left up this. Why do you even have checkpoints if they're like triggered 15 meters next to it? Makes it a totally different ball game if you can just drive next to it. Like here, probably don't have to go through. Of course not. No, just drive next to it. Same here, probably. Let's see, how far can we go before it triggers? Oh, yep, just triggers. Yeah, that means that you have a straight line here. Big difference. Yep, also this one triggers. Okay. So just drive next to the checkpoint is the key here.
3,
One of these days I'm gonna drive to the south of France
1.
and explain them checkpoints. Can as well put a checkpoint on the whole forest. Makes no difference. Probably have to brake there too, because otherwise you never get that. Up, just triggers. Everything triggers. Which means you can just fly through here. Bit braking here probably. Next to it, doesn't bother, it will trigger. Don't have to worry about all that. Behind the tree, brake left, okay. Just go straight, reset, it will put you there on the road, no problem. Wonderful track! And then here it's gotta be some sort of special stuff going on, because it cannot be that you have to brake there, do not hit the rock. Also here, you can probably go left. Yeah, probably should go left, because otherwise you don't make it. And go next to this one, and here we have to go left to it, I guess. That's not possible with a car, so we're gonna have to jump. 141, okay. Okie do. Bit different if you can drive next to the checkpoints. We suddenly have 124,000 points. And that was not even a fast run, eh? That was just drive next to the checkpoints and get to the finish. And suddenly we're 21st. Top 30 reached, and some of them were just some sort of recon runs that we did, like the jet sprint can go way faster once you get the hang of that track for 2 laps. Don't forget it, second lap, like I did a couple of times. Monster truck in the team with formation points, you can get way more points there. Hypermotored with a team, slipstreaming, full speed the whole time, gonna give you the best times. And probably the rallycross as well, because it has long straights, so slipstream will get you more points. Let's do another run in this thing. See how low can we go. The surprising thing, normally if you do like rally rate or so, you put it like stiff suspension, and here I'm like as soft as I can be. I have it on 2, 3, 2, 4 now, I think. So we go through this one, hit the brakes for the ramp, lean forward to get that thing down as quickly as possible, and here we should find the gap here. You can go through this one and then pretty much drive next to every other checkpoint that you see. Just go right. Play around with the throttle a bit, a little bit braking. Left here, will trigger, don't worry. Here you can probably go behind the tree, of course you can, it all triggers. Checkpoint placement, checkpoint triggers. Just play around with the throttle basically. Straight ahead here, reset. Okay, we'll put you in the right direction, don't worry about it. Bad, bad, bad. Here, watch, we go with left. We have a better angle, can we make that? Yeah, well, at least we come not on that rock then. A little bit of braking here, jump left of that. Does it trigger? Of course it does. 50 meters away from it. Yep. I already see where the 27s and so coming from. 35, 6 seconds faster. It was not a super run yet. This is not about speed. This is about throttle control and drive next to checkpoints. I can get us sub 130 here for sure. Okie do. With some freaking weird setup. I guess I need to take a photo of it because it actually works somehow. The default aero and diff on 4.4, gearbox on 9, suspension as soft as you can put it, like 2.3, 2.4. It's like normally I have it off-road way stiffer. Screenshots for the gallery. Special event. If we ever have a rally race track, probably need completely different setup, but The bar is almost on expert, but it works. Yo, yo, yo. 14th we are meanwhile. And some of these things can be definitely improved. Big time. Escape can be improved for sure. I have to do it with a drag car. You can get 10,000, 15,000 points more. And then we are 1,345,000. What's the first guy? 383 they have now. 1,345,000, that puts you in the top 7. Because there are definitely 10,000 points in the escape already. Yeah, if anywhere in the neighborhood of the checkpoint, it triggers, apparently. So you don't have to go through them. Don't have to worry about them. You can just go next to it. So yeah. What did we did like the first run? 2 minutes or so? 2 minutes 5. Then we went to a 140 after I changed the suspension to soft. And then I did 135, but that was still not like the greatest run because we hit a checkpoint, we hit the trees, skimped off a tree somewhere. You can go sub 130 for sure. As long as you play around with the throttle. Don't go full throttle because you fly all over the place. It has like... It feels like it has like the monster truck, some sort of natural graceful in it. It flies airtime big time. So it's more about precision than about speed, that track. Yeah, it's like I'm 8 seconds away from the off-road master there. Further, he has like several world records in off-road. He does a 127. That guy, yeah, that was already speed hacking in the crew 1, so no surprise that he does it here as well. I think, just I speak my mind as it is. Yeah, that guy is also something. Ochuyeye has a 132. Yeah, we do 3 runs and not even a good one. We have a 135. It's like, it's ridiculous. Can definitely go under 130 here. With the most ridiculous settings, sort of opposite what you would normally do on with an off-road. You would put it like pretty stiff that you can take the bumps and the rebounds and so. But here you have it as soft as hell, which normally would make the car jump away. But yeah, this car drifts as it is already, so it sort of jumps it back on the road, I guess. Okay, let's see. What can we get into the top 7? Let's. I guess we need to get a run going with this. With this dragster here. We have no other choice because it's 10,000 points different here, using a dragster or not. So that's gonna be a pain over here. Because you have traffic, you have the jumps, you have the tunnel, also pretty random stuff here. They call it a skill test, but it's not so much to do with skills if traffic and other random stuff are involved in the result. And that's basically what it is. If you're lucky, sometimes your session breaks or something. Do we have a session here now? 3 people in there. Sometimes your session breaks and then you're like the only one in the session there. That also means that you don't immediately have traffic. You can fast travel to the summit and come or go back to the summit and then come back to this event. Also usually break the session. If you do that, you usually have like 1 or 2 runs that you can do before the other players show up again, and that also means traffic will show up like 2 runs later or whatever. Yeah, like here it's just completely random. There are like 3 cars here suddenly. Not that I didn't see them, but of course I'm exaggerating a bit now. I could easily steer away and go around them. At this speed I can, but at high speeds it's another reason why they should restrict it. Drag car stuff, escape, slaloms, whatever. Yeah, that's pure for wheel drivers. Because yeah, you can see you can do a pretty decent run here. If there was not traffic. Probably have the downshift here. Well, wheel driver doesn't have the downshift. Yeah, you can boost here probably if you see a gap, but you see really magnetic fields. But the thing that I keep in mind is that tunnel, alright? We have to slow down there, no matter what, or we will be like on the roof of that tunnel. Unless you can go around it, or jump over it, or something like that, off-road. So I think it's better to keep the boost. Unless you have a recalibrated set with extra pump. It might actually be possible that if you boost here that it refills fast enough towards the end, that you can use your boost twice. Might be possible. And this might be doable if there was no traffic, but now it's pure random. Like this is pure luck. For the same amount of money I hit that car already instead of the rock. Yeah, and you don't have to go that far with the drag car as it is to turn around, because yeah, it's limiting it. It's limited in the off-road here. I guess we just have to wall ride these barriers here. Gives you the best way to get away from traffic. Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, this is definitely normally if you have like these escapes where you can drive around the half the map with a dragster, that's not a problem. Even also not for the keyboard, because you put the arrow on 6 or something. That's where I have it now, I think. Arrow distribution on 6. Once you are in 4th gear, you can actually pretty much control it. With 4th, 5th gear, you can control the steering. But it's at the load speed that they are very hard to control. But like the problem is with the keyboard is that you need the whole rotor. And if you have random traffic, like now we have no traffic suddenly. Nope. Okay, need to get shit together. I think you can also boost here, coming out of this corner. Okay. Trying to avoid the car, you end up in the off-road. That might be a good point to boost there. And then go all the way and then brake for the tunnel. Probably can get like 10, 11, 12, 13,000 centimeters or kilometers. But yeah, it's just about speed. That's why I use a drag car. You can go 500 if you boost 600, 700 kilometers an hour. But yeah, if Heckle and Jekyll show up, they just do this with Slipstream. But I don't think they're playing the game anymore. They probably drive to Seattle and back. This is completely random stuff. Like there, that's pure luck, eh? But for the same amount of money, there are cars there where you jump on. Oh my god. You know what I think? You need to put some, what's it called? Bumper on it. A void tolerance. So that you skimp up all these traffic cars. Yeah, like here, there's no way. You just have to slam into the wall there, I presume. There's no way you can take that fast with a keyboard. That corner in the tunnel. No way. So I guess you have to go fully into the wall and hope for the best. Let's try that, if we reach the tunnel, that is, of course. It's an annoying skill test. I don't want to do it, but I have to. Because there is freaking 10,000 points in it. Using a drag car or not. Yeah. Slows you down a bit, but hey, take the corner. Wonderful fixes. Yeah, this is gonna be a long stream. Doing a stupid escape over in numbers. Yeah, need this high gear as well, because otherwise it's already wheel spinning in the grass here. What if we start up that hill? Now we get some speed, right? Bit of downhill speed to start with. Can we start in 4th gear then? Nope. Don't have any power. So I need to have 3rd gear at least. Play around with it. We don't want to have that tires bar go over the 7,500 RPM marker there. Gentle on the throttle here. Get away, traffic. Come on. You finally have an okay start. Not great, but an okay start. And then they put 2 buses in front of you. I'm just joking around with it now, but this is how people get frustrated with summits and stop playing it. Like last week on Xbox was a joke. Platinum score was 300,000 or whatever. That's for the top 3,000. If you play on Xbox, you need 380,000 or so last week. Was on Monday. Was like a day and a half before the finish of the summit. But even on PC it was not that high last week. It was a million something, I think. Look at this bloody random traffic. And the problem is you can't hit any of it. Because that circle is catching you towards the tunnel or in the tunnel. If you hit any traffic car. Just keep in 4th gear maybe, that's an idea. Okay, let's see how this tunnel works if you just go it slows you down, of course, if you hit the wall. Bonsoir Jean-Jo. Comment ça va? Ouais. That's hard to say. We were doing pretty much okay. Till we saw the last 2 events. Oh yeah. That's what we want. Just hit them and make them all disappear. Random shit. And here they are again, out of nowhere. Just gonna go. Magnetized in it as well. That's the other thing you have here. More traffic at night than during the day, as always in the game. Boost the hell out of here, and hit another car. Okay. This is gonna take a while. If I ever get a run of 10,000, I will be okay with it. But yeah, we need 10,000 meter at least. Because otherwise we're losing too many points on a stupid escape skill test. I also find it funny that they gave it the orange family. Off-road! Yeah. About, what is it? 5 meters, 10 meters? There's another one picnicking. 5 to 10 meters off-road and all the rest is road. If you make a test like that, make sure that it doesn't trigger that people go the other way, I would say. Not that it matters much, because even if you go the other way off-road, just keep it in 4th gear, see how far we go then. Which is not ideal, because you can get more speed with a Alpha GP in top speed than this thing in 4th gear, so you have to go 5th gear. Made it to the tunnel, guys. We haven't used the nitro yet. Also, this is play around with the throttle, I think. Move! Traffic. Yeah, we need to make that S corner for sure, and then go out of there and boost all we can. And then we probably end up with 12, 13 kilometers. Which we still need, because... What were they scoring there again? 146 or so? Yeah. 146,000. It's still 10,000 points different. And Dirk is probably not the first guy here. Oh no, I already see it. 13 almost 14 kilometers. Dirk is in 10th place with that, but yeah, it doesn't matter. They all score about, yeah, 151 here. 46, 47. Yeah. We need at least 145, right? So what do we need? 11,500 something we need. Because otherwise you lose a simple 10,000 points in a stupid escape. That makes a huge difference, obviously. So we cannot be happy with this, and we have to go again. And I don't think you can get there that far with a Formula 1 car. You can do maybe 10,000 meters if you get a bit of a clean run. Of course, a Formula 1 car is easier to control, especially avoiding traffic and such. Fucking great start. Where did that guy come from? Like he spawned just in front of me. Prepare for a note in TPC, dear devs. You can be assured of that. What a stupid skill test to choose. Also the placement of this thing. They make it start like 5 meters from the road and then they call it off-road family. But yeah, you have people who don't look around. You see how many people that go straight there? Show up with some sort of rally raid car and then they go straight into the woods. While you are doing 500 kilometers an hour here this way. Those are people that do not pay attention. I also do not understand, like, even if you're not competitive, you at least take a look on the leaderboard before you do an event to see what people are using, you know, and you get like these names on the top there, you're familiar with it. There is a reason why they take a certain route or a certain car, or that's probably because that's a good car. And then you have people showing up there with like, yeah, something completely out of nowhere. Starter's car or something, as you see sometimes. I can understand that if you're a rookie, you're new to the game or something. But sometimes you have like level 800, they show up with one of the starter's cars in one of those kilters. It's not like they're playing Justin. Here they put two next to each other and make sure that you don't make this S corner. And that's the only one you need to make. If you can get out of here, this thing you can boost probably. Let's see, how long can we drive before we go back to the summit? Yep. But you need to pay attention at a certain moment. It's turning because you are in a loop here. It's like the Niagara Falls loop here. So just don't follow the road like a chicken with no head. At a certain moment you're gonna have to go off-road. Because otherwise you're gonna come towards the circle at the end. But yeah, that's another one of those wonderful things, is that while like now we are in the summit in a way. Although we're more or less in free, right? But you cannot look at the map. I'm assuming that has something to do with people abusing it or for some reason or another. Once you're going in 5th gear, and you have the tires pretty okay. Just have to slow down a bit on the corners. And then you're okay. I need to get my shit together because I don't think we have the traffic this time. Oh yes, it's annoying as hell. Huh? It's annoying as hell knowing that you have to reach the 11,000 and you have to do this over and over, and every time you have another situation with cars. Nope. Of the new summits, pretty much this is the least one. That is for sure. Thanks for the follow, Giovanni. The first two one, okay, we had a reset here and there, but that was known and we shared it and that's all fine. But these are just annoying features, random features. It's not the same for everybody. Some people have no traffic, some people will have a few cars, other people will have a field full of traffic here. That separates the field. And not by skill, but by pure random RNG luck. You see, now I have less traffic, and that's because there's a player there, right? Because we're in the same session and he has traffic in his session, I have traffic in my session, which is not the same. So we have less traffic now. They're trying to kill me here, huh? They do not want me to go to that last bit. We probably just have to go full throttle. That's probably the best way, so that you keep the tires cool. And if there is a barrier, you just wall ride it probably. But there is no doubt about it. This is a huge advantage for wheel drivers, because they can control the drag car way more. There are too many corners and bumps in here to make it a bit equal, like in what they have here. The New Orleans escape there we had once. Yeah, could do pretty similar times even with the keyboard there, but not here. There are too many bumps and corners here to. You can keep it like this in the middle of the road, which you can't, of course, but because of the randomizing traffic all over the place, like here. So you have to zigzag, which is easier to do with the wheel than with the keyboard. No matter where you put the arrow. Like there, I cannot take that corner no matter what I do. So I'm gonna have to tap that wall every time. If I can survive this time. Then they put some trucks and vans in here to make sure that you don't get to that escort. Okay, I saw that happening. No, get away. Oh my god, Lamborghini drivers. Sleeping, picnicking in the corner there. This could have been it, if I did not. I needed to avoid that Lambo driver that was standing in the middle of the road there. I'm pretty sure if you survive that S corner at the end there, then you can boost and then you get 11 something, 12,000 maybe even. But you need to survive that S corner because that's where the circle catches you up quickly. Come on, tires. Mr. Bugatti driver, thank you very much. Yeah, this is another reason why I normally don't do this Noob the Summit anymore on Wednesday or on Thursday. Because day 1 and day 2 is a pain in the ass. Because everybody is doing the skill test. You always have people in your session no matter what. While if you do your summit on a Thursday, Friday night or so, maybe Saturday night, it's way less people. Now it's the first 2 days of the summit, everybody wants to do their thing, and yeah, always full sessions of people on those skill tests. Another reason why you should not do that on day 1 or day 2, but some of the people wanted to see it earlier than on Thursday, so we are doing it. But the beginning of the summits, of course, we did not have that, but that was not intentional. It was actually a bug, a session bug or so. So people did not show up in your session. That was sort of the bug, but it was convenient for summits. Move, move. Might be a good one. It all depends on this this one over here. Good thing I slowed down. Did you see that? 6 cars they put together there. Randomizers. Yeah. Of course. If that car is not there, we make this corner. Here they put another 6 cars together. We have even improved. Can I have this bug back? Yeah, indeed. Well, you can sort of recreate it, I guess. If you go back and forth to the summit, sometimes you don't have traffic. But eventually it will show up, because after a certain time the session will reload, and that also means that your traffic will reload. This is annoying as hell. I'm pretty sure that even on the keyboard you can get, although I know it's less easy than on a wheel, I'm very well aware of that, but I'm pretty sure you can get to 11-12 kilometers if there was no traffic. The corners are already, the jumps also, but the corners are already not that easy as it is. Not a problem with the wheel, these guys they were having a coffee and smoking a cigarette, they drive with one hand. These drag cars. While I'm steering all that I can here for like a simple corner like that. Completely random. But one of these days I'm gonna write a whole summary rant directly to the devs that they understand the importance of all this crap. If people want to play around with a drag car in free drive, which I already find very strange, that's their problem, but it should not be involved in it's a drag car, we have drag events, you keep them there. Drift car, you have drift events, you keep them there. Yeah. But I'll just keep doing it because we come into every run, we come into a different situation. Which is very helpful. That only will help me if I make a clip and send it to the devs for the freaking random shit that we have here with a drag car. And that's why it should not be used. And the more variety we have in this random stuff here, the more of a point we are making. Some slipstream with you, Egoista? Of course, thank you. That's his traffic, not mine. Gonna be a point and I'm just gonna go full throttle and jump and hope for the best and hope that you land on the road and just keep going. And then you put in a few other cars. There's no way you're gonna get through that unless you wall ride every freaking barrier. Even he didn't survive because he's already back with his green Lamborghini. Go back to home, then back to summit. Yeah, but that's the whole point I'm making. Just here, like here, just the thing starts, everything goes into ghosting, like they do in Forza. Other players go into ghosting, traffic goes into ghosting, and everybody has the same fair chance. If this traffic is, you can just drive through that, then there's not a problem. But like this is completely random. I have a car there, somebody else might not have a car there. they might have a car in the next corner where I don't have a car. It's like completely random shit. They call it a skill test, but this is not a skill test. This is an RNG test. And as you know, I'm not a fan of RNG. Eh? The same as with the FX recalibrations crap. Eh? Just give people a fair chance and give everybody the same spot. In other words, give us a tuner shop where we can buy the parts that people can buy whatever it is that they want to buy or whatever it is that they need. And then we have to grind for some money to buy it, all fine. Here, you see that? Disappeared out of nowhere, that's the section bugs. But if they sort of fixed it, it comes quickly back now. Your session goes empty if there's another player near or whatever. Then your wonderful weather. Looks also great according to Fergus. Random stuff. Yep, just driving to the bus. Yeah, but forums is like, yeah. It's my favorite place to be. If you want to get a standard answer from some call center people, go to the forums. Oh, that's like one of those things. Call support. I find very funny. That guy is trying to bug there with his plane. Good thing this game is not a offline mode, because we would have way more cheaters. Look at Need for Speed Heat. That game is out for 2 weeks. They're already modding in cars. There is already a speed glitch which playing around with the online offline mode of your connection and stuff like that. That's why games need to be online all the time. If you have offlines, you have cheaters in it. Way more. Undetectable, you know, then they can do their hack stuff for leaderboards. Get the hell out of here, seriously. Yeah, dude, you can blow the horn 150 times. There is nothing you can do about it. You see you're gonna land there and you see you're gonna hit that van, but there is nothing you can do about it because you're hanging in the air. Good choice, Chris, this particular skill test. Very good choice. The only thing we're trying to do is set a decent score on the skill test. That's the only thing. Not like we're trying to set a world record here, we're just trying to get a score. How many runs did we do now? 15? But we have to, that's the problem. Because there is 10,000 points in here, you can improve 5 seconds in a time attack, doesn't mean anything. As long as you don't have 11 kilometers in this thing. This is not well thought of, that is for sure. Because, let's face it, we are summit number 32 now. These devs should know by now that people are using a drag car. So instead of testing this with an off-road car or whatever it is that they test it with, they should test it with a drag car. And then they should realize that this is going to be random and will split up the community, because somebody will have lots of traffic, other people will have no traffic, and the whole thing. This is random stuff, you know. In the hypermotored event, that's not random stuff. Everybody drives the same hypermotor, so everybody is driving the same. There is no traffic there. It's all with the same thing, you know. But yeah, you see it there. It was like a guy on a bike there or whatever. He's standing still. So yeah, you have to use this thing. Also, not once like lucky that you hit one of those cars on the side or so, and that you sort of bounce out of them. But all in all, I should have shut up. Was about to say, all in all, we just only had one hit so far, so actually okay run. As I said it, I jumped into another car. I'm trying to make that S corner without using boost, because I think you need it after that S corner. It puts like 3 vans here. This is so annoying. I think if they wanted to, no, it's not. It's all not that easy. Like these, why are these skill tests not restricted? Because there is a technical issue. They can't restrict it. Otherwise, these things would have been restricted by now. It's the same with the houses. Why don't we have the 6 houses? Yeah, because there is some technical issue. In the technical test, we had the 6 houses available. But there was a technical issue at some point, and then they decided, okay, we're gonna give them 2. One normal, one for season pass. If they ever fix that technical issue, then we might have the 6 houses available. It's as simple as that. It's the same with cars. People have to realize how the gaming industry works. It's like, we want this car, we want that. It doesn't work like that. It has to do with licensing. And paying for those licensing, sometimes the company doesn't want to pay for like one car a lot of money, because for the same amount of money they can get like 3 other cars. Sometimes the manufacturer itself doesn't allow certain things. And then you can ask on the forum. You have like also there some sort of wish list. It all doesn't matter. If it was up for the devs, they would bring every car that you but it doesn't work like that. You have exclusive deals with certain companies, and then they cannot get that car in the other game, and that's how gaming works. But yeah, the kids don't. They're just like, I want this, I want that car. Yeah. Stop asking for that. Just wait and see what they bring and what they could get. That's the best thing you can do. I'm up for always new cars. I'm up for it as well, but I never ask for any specific car, because I know it has to do with licensing. We can ask all we want. Not gonna get it anyway if the licensing doesn't work out. Meanwhile, we're on our famous S corner again. And we actually survived it more or less this time. Boosted all the hell out of it, because we might actually make it this time. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going, but we have 11.5. It took us quite a long time, but we have our 145,000 points. But it's annoying that you have to do this over and over again till you get this. So many difference in points here in this skill test. Yeah, we're suddenly 11th, of course. Just because of that, spend a lot of way too much time on that one escape. I rather will spend 100 runs on that slalom. Because this ain't over yet, my friend. With your Bugatti Divo Muddy Edition, I can go faster with that mini counterman. That world record is not his yet, that's for sure. But that will be something from my other driver. I'm gonna leave it at here, at this thing, I think. 1,342,000. That is not good enough. That is now because we are day one, because that's what people want to see. They want to see everything on day one, but it's not good enough. If we sit this out for a week, we will not make the top 30. So we're gonna have to improve all kind of events. Starting with this one. We need to improve there for sure. We probably also, I need to buy the Skyline because I think that's a better car. For me at least. I will do the test on my other driver. I have all the monster trucks there, so we'll see. But I think it's gonna be, because yeah, I'm looking here now at some of the few friends that I have here on this second driver. $153,000. Also here is 10,000 points in it. Yeah, abort Skyline, abort Skyline. It's abort or Skyline. If you haven't figured that one out yet. Just like in the Crew 1 where sort of the Dodge Challenger might work as well. But they're mostly gonna use the abort. Why the abort? It's the smallest thing that spins around like crazy. You can probably get a zillion points with that thing in the half pipe. So if you take a team of 2 or 3 people, you go spin about in the half pipe, you get some formation points to go with it and all that kind of shit, which should also not be an issue. Formation points is not something you should get in a thing here. And what also should not count, for instance, is like after you do like 3 spins or so, it should stop counting, giving you points. It even works against them. It's like as developers, they develop this thing, they have this route with all these points and so they want people to jump through the points. And then they do not restrict the spins that they can do in a half pipe. So people are just going to the half pipe, spinning like crazy. They don't even touch those 5,000 points and whatever. They don't go there. They just immediately drive to the half pipe and for 3 minutes they are spinning in the half pipe. That's not the idea of a monster truck arena. The idea is to do a certain route and jump through the points and then score your way up that way. Which you can do, as I've shown. You can score 40, probably 40 more if you find a little bit of a better route. 40, 45,000 you can score. But I know from, if you look at the Newport event in activities, the world record is 59,000. It's spinning around with formation points in a crew. There's no doubt about it. You cannot score 59,000 points, even if you get every single point that you can get within the 3 minutes that you have. It's no way. So that is another thing that completely skipped the intention of the whole thing. But if they like would restrict it in such a way that you can only do like 3 or 4 spins and then it stops counting, then you will not have that. Then people will do a route as they intend. That's how they created it. That's so. Other than that, the jet spin can be improved for sure. Monster truck can also be improved without the spinning, even doing the route. We can get a better score there. Yeah, the rally rate can probably go under 130. We did like 3 runs. We went from 2 minutes to 240 to 235. So why not to 135? So why not go under 130? The escape I'm completely done with. I really am. It's like, how many runs did we do? Way too many, but we have 11.5. Good enough. Although compared to the top, it's probably still gonna be 5,000-6,000 points different. But it doesn't matter, we don't play for the top. We just play for top 1% platinum, top 30 in total. With my other driver, it's another story. And there I'm playing for a top 10 or top 7 preferably. Like the first page of the thing, right? Which is, if you scroll up all the way from first place, you see like the top 7 is what you see. That's sort of what you play for. The first page, more or less. Which now are names that, okay, Hotfire and Ochuwachi or Otsuyeye or whatever his name is. Those guys will always be there. All of the other guys that you see here, they will drop drastically throughout the week. They will finish somewhere in the top 30 or so. We are 11th at the moment, but that's of course not gonna be good enough. We're probably gonna have to go 1,360,000 plus to make it into the top 30, would be my guess. Depends a bit on how many points you can actually get in this thing here. For instance, if you do a spin around with the team. Chat sprint also, yeah, needs to go way faster, obviously. What do we have here? 152. That needs to be at least in the 40s somewhere. But that's kind of okay. What do we have? 128,000. And what does Hotfire have? 137,000. So yeah, you can get it into the 40s. So also there are some points in it. 5,000-6,000 that you can win there, but not as many as in that stupid escape there, where we need to be at least over 10 kilometers. So that's all fine. What is our least score at the moment? Although it's all pretty close here. 128, 127, 127, 128. So those are 4 events that can be improved for sure. And then it's the Wrangler that can also be improved. Yep. All in all, it's kind of okay. There is just there are a few problems. Here you can get formation play. This is also the hypermotor. Is also a crew event. This is a traffic luck random stuff. Nothing to do with skills. And this is, yeah, something special, alright. Where it turns out you just have to drive next to the checkpoint to beat the fastest time that you can do. It is what it is. I was pretty okay with the new summits, not so much with this one. There is too much crap going on here. We know certain tracks, like last week or so, they have a reset. We know about that. Not something that we find very interesting, but as long as they don't fix it, we know about it. Meanwhile, a lot of people know about it. But that is not something that is either, that's choice, right? You decide to use it or not. But you know about it and you can use it, and everybody have the same chance or the same, you know. While in this thing, it's completely random, depends on traffic. It's as simple as that, depends on how lucky you are with traffic. And this thing is how lucky you are with the trees and the bouncing of that car all over the place. So it's not so equal anymore. A reset is equal in a way because you can use it or you don't use it. That's up to you. But if you use it, then you have equal chances as anybody else. But here, yeah, you have random stuff happening in those two events. That is same here. Here, a lot of people are playing solo, and you get formation points. Yeah, that is that's something that is not random. Huh? Here, okay, this you need to do it with a crew probably, but that is all fine. You can find the crew. You can always get some people together and do a run with it. But there is there's like, if you go over all these events, there are a few things happening here and there. So in general, out of all the new summits we had so far, this is the worst one, I think. And it just happened to be a premium where you can win a car. Yeah, it is what it is, guys, but Noob does summit 32. At the moment we are 11th. We're aiming for a top 1%, so we're aiming for a top 30. At the moment we have that. We have to go and come back at the weekend or so and have a look at it. Because this is never going to be good enough next Tuesday for the top 30. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna stop it here, export this video to YouTube. I might be back later with my other driver, but I will stop the stream here so that I can export this as a video. I will see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.